to Tibara's Den. My name is Whitney and welcome to another CAS Monday. Today we are on the second to last Taurus video, the final CAS video of the Taurus portion of our Zodiac series. If you haven't been following along, be sure to check out the playlist linked in the description below, as well as at the end of this video, and so that way you can kind of get caught up and know what we are doing. We've already done Aries, and like I said, we're just finishing up with Taurus. So these guys are based on the Primal Zodiac, which combines your Western Zodiac sign with your Chinese Zodiac. So this is Taurus combined with two of the Chinese Zodiac signs. And for our hedgehog here, it actually combines Taurus with the Chinese Zodiac year of the rabbit. In the description below, I will also leave linked the websites where I got all my information from. So if you want to learn more, definitely check those out, especially if you're curious about the Primal Zodiac and where I'm getting my source from. So I'm going to go ahead and read about the hedgehog here. And it says, those born under the sign of the hedgehog are friendly, reserved, stylish, and sensitive. Like their animal namesakes, they can be shy and defensive, especially in unfamiliar situations. But once they open up to you, they are great friends to have around. Usually it takes a while to get to know a hedgehog. It's not because they are unfriendly or impolite. In fact, they value manners and politeness very highly. It's just that they don't talk about themselves very much and tend to be very uncomfortable in unfamiliar places or with unfamiliar people. Those with the patience to get to know them on their terms will find them to be very warm, friendly, and well-mannered. They don't like to say bad things about anyone, and equally don't like bad things said about them. If you become very close friends with a hedgehog, you will find that they are welcoming hosts, engaging conversationalists, and imaginative thinkers, with a lot more to say than one would expect. Hedgehogs like to do things their own way and on their own terms. They are surprisingly stubborn and determined for having such an easygoing nature. They don't need to brag about how good they are at something. They just go out and succeed. Hedgehogs are creative minds and are more ambitious than they appear. While others are out socializing, hedgehogs often spend a lot of time on their own, mastering their craft or learning a new skill. Hedgehogs like nice things, and more than that, they like to make things nicer. Pretty much any career that fits this mold is a great fit for this sign. They make great antique and art dealers, fashion designers, makeup artists, interior designers, florists, and gardeners. Anything having to do with making the home or the person it is more beautiful is a match made in heaven for this creative and tasteful sign. That's written wrong, but basically it's supposed to say anything having to do with making a home or a person more beautiful is a match made in heaven for this creative sign. And then it talks about how they can succeed in any career they choose, but they would do best to avoid working in sales or customer service that don't involve art, antiques, clothes, or beauty products, things like that. So, but some famous hedgehogs are Taj Mowry, Emilia Clarke, Enrique Iglesias, David Beckham, Natasha Richardson, Dale Earnhardt, Tony Danza, Judy Collins, Orson Welles, Bing Crosby, and Dr. Benjamin Spock were all famous hedgehogs. So for this hedgehog, I decided to give her the freelancer career as a fashion photographer, since they do like fashion and nice things. Her aspiration is the curator, which gives her the bonus trait of the appraiser. And then her traits are proper, good, and creative. And her name, I'm not entirely positive how to pronounce it, but I would pronounce it Hadja. And it means very well behaved and well mannered. So for her style, I tried to go very kind of reserved but very fashionable at the same time, especially since I did make her a fashion photographer. So you're going to see that kind of throughout her looks. I think the most, revealing look would be her hot weather look, but even it's kind of a little bit more modest than, some of my other Sims, I guess. So, and I went with like a lot of jewel tones or pastels. So you can see here she has this purple top and then the high-waisted jeans, come up pretty high so she's not bearing a whole lot of skin there. And then I found shoes that kind of went with the top and the pants, and I thought they were pretty cute. I debated whether to go with the light version or the dark version, and I ended up going with this light version here, as you can see. But I almost think, looking back, the dark version looked a little bit better. But either way, it's, that's what I decided to go with at the time, and so that's kind of what we're using here. Of course, she would have her nails done. I see her as the type to have her nails done, and I really like this sim. I think I said on Monday's video, if you saw it, that my wombat sim was my favorite, and this sim is definitely a close second. Like, I just really like her style. I like kind of the reserved nature and like the elegance that all my female sims in this second house have. I think there's a certain elegance to them, which is really, really nice. But she's definitely, like I said, a close second to my wombat in terms of favorites. And I didn't go overboard as far as like accessories or makeup or anything, but I definitely see her as a type to, again, have nice things and have nice pieces. And so she has earrings for all of her looks, and I like these ones here that kind of hang down and you can kind of see them. And then her makeup definitely kind of matches whatever outfit I'm using, and so all the eyeshadows kind of match the tops. So she has a lot of purple eyeshadows that I use. I think there's like a teal top in there, and so she has teal eyeshadow for that look, but for the most part it's like a purple eyeshadow. And I definitely use the eyeliner, but again, not too heavy, just kind of a nice look to kind of tie it all together. And then some blush and lipstick, of course, as well. And now we are on to her formal look, and I went through a lot of different outfits for this look. I was kind of had in mind to use a dress, but I remembered one of the tops I had come across for her everyday look. I decided I wanted to use that. So after going through all the dresses and not finding anything that I thought quite fit, I ended up finding that top and using it, and then just a skirt to go with it. Even though I think some of these dresses would have looked very, very nice on her, I decided in the end to do that because I like that top a lot, and so I wanted to use it. And there's actually a skirt that you'll see that pops up for several of the outfits. I do end up using it finally, like I think for her hot weather look. But I really, really like that skirt, but it just didn't kind of fit well with the tops I wanted to use. And so I ended up kept pushing it aside in favor for something else, but I knew I wanted to use it at some point. And so, like I said, I think for her hot weather look, I end up using that skirt and then finding a top to match the skirt versus the other way around. And there was some tops, like I think for her everyday look, that top could have gone with the skirt just fine. And I actually you probably saw the skirt, but you'll see it later on and know exactly what I'm talking about. So this is the top, and that's the skirt I'm talking about, actually. And so this is a top for her formal look, and then I went with this more businessy type skirt here, and it's a little bit longer. I don't see her wearing a whole lot of like short items or anything like that. Anything that she wears is going to be, like I said, a little bit more conservative. If she is a little bit more revealing in nature, it might be on the top she chooses, but definitely not the bottoms. So, and then this is the shoes because it matches the top, of course, which I think she would tie in things like that very, very well. And then I found nails that kind of go along with the same color scheme. And then, like I said, for her eyeshadow, I match it to the top again, because I just thought that was important. And I do put on jewelry, but like I said, I didn't go over the top with the jewelry just because I don't see her as a type to do that. Like I said, she's probably very selective about the pieces she puts on because she is a little bit more reserved in nature, but at the same time, she doesn't like nice things, and so she would accessorize for sure. And then these are the earrings I use here, which I thought were very pretty and I really like. Even though you can't see them as well because of her hairstyle, I still like how they kind of peek out and look really nice with her outfit. So, and now we are on to her makeup, which I've already talked about. Some eyeshadow to go along with it, of course, and then the blush I use pretty standard throughout, and then just some lipstick to tie in the look. So that is her formal look, and now we are on to our athletic look. And for this one, it's kind of hard to, think fashion when you think athletic look. But I had this top here, and I thought it was pretty cute. It is a one piece, and so I ended up having to go to accessories to find some leggings to go with it, which I think they turned out really nicely. It was kind of hard to find shoes that tied into the top because that color, it's kind of more of a unique color, and so the first shoes there, the pink did tie up into it pretty well, or the purple, I guess. But it was just a little too gray. But in the end, I ended up going back with them because it was the closest that kind of matched the top. So that's why I ended up using those to kind of tie it all together. But I think she's really cute, and I really like how she looks in her athletic look too. And again, I didn't put makeup on. It kind of varies whether I do, but for the most part, I don't put makeup on if it's like an athletic look or a bedtime look or a swimwear look, just because it's not really practical. But for some Sims, I don't see them taking those things seriously, and so I do put on makeup. It just kind of depends. But now we are on to her bedtime look, and so I actually used this outfit here. I tried on a couple other things, but I thought this one fit the best for her kind of style. Again, it has like a certain elegance to it that I really, really liked, and so that's what I used for her, because I see her gravitating towards, what are they called, like little things like that, like little slip dresses for bed, so that's what I went with. And now we are on to her party look, and this one I struggled with a lot. I had a top in mind when I liked this top here, and I could have used it, but I didn't. But I had a specific top in mind that was in the everyday look that I came across, and I couldn't find it in this look, which is really, really frustrating. And so I ended up, kind of coming up with a look, and then I just did not like it. And so I actually, come up with a look, and then in the end I was like, no, I want that top. And so I take away like the party filter, and I was able to find it, but it was kind of frustrating because I really, really wanted this top. And this top here that I have on right now, it's pretty cute as well, but it wasn't the top that I wanted. And so you can see, like, I'm trying all kinds of different things, and I just didn't like how they were looking. So in the end, like I said, I cancel out. And here's that skirt again. Like I said, I bring it up several times, so I really, really did like it. And I could have used it here with this top, but I didn't see her necessarily, being comfortable with a strapless top. And so I was trying to put like a sweater over the top of it, but it wasn't quite matching up. Like, I didn't like how the colors looked. And so you can see, like, I just go back and forth a ton with this look, and it just wasn't quite right. And so in the end, I scrapped the whole thing, and I find the original top that I wanted, which is really, really cute, and I can't wait till you see it. And it's actually, as far as I know, I'm not very fashionable at all, but it's actually pretty on trend. Like, I've seen, because it's kind of like a corseted type top, and I've seen that kind of going around a lot lately. Online, so I think it's definitely probably in right now, but I think it's really, really cute for her, and I just liked how it really looked on her, and so I was happy that I was able to find it and utilize it for her looks. But you can see I spent a lot of time trying to figure this look out, and it's just kind of frustrating because it it just was not coming together, but I finally found the top I was looking for, and I was very happy about that. So, and this one here, this would have been a cute look too, but I thought it was just a little too formal looking for a party look. It would have worked nicely either way for the sim, but it just was a little bit too much, I thought, and so I didn't stick with this one. But this is the top I was talking about, and so you can see it has like the little corset part around the waist, which I thought was really, really cute. I just didn't think it looked good with the skirt, and so I was trying to find pants, and these pants would have worked well. I kind of wanted them in black to kind of contrast, but obviously those pants didn't come in black, and so I ended up using pants that kind of cover the little ruffles, so you don't see the little ruffles, but I still think it's a cute top regardless. whether the ruffles are there or not. And so these are the pants I use, and I love this look on her. I think this is my favorite look out of all her looks. I definitely think this one is the winner, although I do enjoy her hot weather look as well when I'm finally able to utilize that skirt. So and now just finding shoes that kind of match that top. And yeah, I think she turned out really cute. And then of course her makeup and everything goes along with the clothing. Like, I made it very, very matchy. So everything ties together for her, but I think she's really cute, and I really, really enjoyed creating her and this look. Like I said, she's not my favorite. The Wombat Sim is definitely my favorite, but she's a close second. And I think I would probably, if this was like a real person, I would actually probably be more friends with this sim than my Wombat Sim, but I do like them both. So and then just some earrings again, which I kind of struggled with what I wanted to go for. I like some of the blue options, but they were just a bit too much and they didn't quite match the top. So in the end, I went with these earrings here. And then, like I said, the eyeshadow and everything, of course, has to match. And so that's what we're working with. But that is her party look. And she's definitely ready to go. Some of the lipstick kind of messed up with the skin filters I have and such, but I found one that worked. And now we are on to her swimwear, and I ended up going with this swimsuit here. I thought it was really cute, and it just kind of made me think fashion. It's more like a fashion type suit, and it doesn't have the straps for the top, but I think it's so cute that she might overlook that. And so it works nicely, and I loved how it looked on her. And then it had like these retro glasses here, which I thought were really cute, and I just kind of debated what color to do, but in the end I did the black just because I like the white, but it just kind of stood out way too much. And now we are finally on to the hot weather wear, and so you can see I'm using this skirt. So I go for bottoms first. Normally I start with the top because that way I can tie whatever other pieces into the main top piece. But in this case it was like, no, I want to use these bottoms, and so I ended up going with those first, and now I'm just trying to find a top that I like. And I like kind of like the triangle top. I thought that was really cute, but in the end I go with this top here, which you can see it is a little bit more revealing than some of her outfits, not quite as conservative, but I think it's still really nice, and it doesn't reveal too much either at the same time, even though it is a little bit more, like I said, less conservative than her other outfits. I think it's still a really nice top, and it works well with the skirt, and so I was really happy with it. And it's summer, you don't want a lot of clothing on in the summer anyway. And then just some high-heeled shoes to match. And I did go through several different shoes, but I think I went back to those high heels in the end because I really, really liked them. So, and they were the right color to kind of match with her top. So that's why I ended up using them. But you can see, like I said, I tried several different options. It's just none of them I quite liked. And so that's why I ended up with the shoes I did. So, but yeah, that's her hot weather look. And I think she looks really nice here too. Like I said, a little bit more casual, a little bit more revealing, but still on brand with I think the sim and her overall style and everything like that. So, and just, after I go through all the shoes and make sure those are the shoes I want, I added in a few pieces of jewelry and nails and makeup as always. So, but yeah, that's my hot weather look for her, and we're almost done here. But of course, I'm just playing around with things and getting those final touches in. But she turned out really cool, and I'm really happy with her. And her cold weather look, you'll see here in a second, I like as well. And so these are actually the earrings I go with, some hoop earrings, which have the little detail on it, which I think are nice, and I think it looks really good. So you guys will definitely have to let me know what you think, especially since she's supposed to be like a fashion photographer, because I'm not very fashionable at all. And I do go a little heavier on her eye makeup here, which you can see. I use this eyeshadow here, which has the eyeliner on the top of the eyelash, or the lid. And so it's a little bit heavier as far as eyeliner, but I still think it looks really, really nice for her. And now we are finally on to her cold weather look, and kind of played around and debated what I wanted to use for her cold weather look, but at least it didn't take near as long as some of her other looks. And so this is actually the top I used here, another custom content piece, and it just looked like it could be a little bit more fashionable than some of the other things while still being kind of warm and cozy. And so that's why I ended up doing that, and then just some basic pants, and then of course she has to have her boots that kind of peek out and kind of have that purple tint to them as well. So I did not give her gloves. I did give her some nail polish, and then of course she has her earrings and her makeup as always, just to kind of tie everything in. So but yeah, that is her final look here. Just gonna add in the makeup before we move on to my next sim. But again, that is the sign of Taurus combined with the Chinese zodiac year of the rabbit. So let me know what you think of her and whether you are a hedgehog, and kind of what your personality is. I would love to hear from you guys. So that is my hedgehog. And now we are going to just run through her looks, make sure I didn't forget anything real quick before we move on to my next sim. So this is going to be the final sim under the Taurus sign, and I named him Wilkin, which means resolute protector, and this is a wolf, and the wolves are the sign of Taurus combined with the Chinese zodiac year of the tiger. So that's where you get a wolf. So if you are those two signs, then you are a wolf as well. And the little blurb says, like their animal namesake, those born under the sign of the wolf are passionate, determined, and never back down from a fight. Though generally mild-mannered and even easygoing when things are going their way, members of the sign are very protective of themselves and the ones they love, and will not let anyone intimidate or coerce them. They are generous, warm-hearted, and perhaps a bit stubborn. Though they hold their friends and family very dear, wolves also have an independent nature that compels them to seek their own path in life. Wolves simultaneously seek security and adventure, two things that don't tend to coexist very well. That said, they're determined to live their lives exactly how they desire. Their determination to live their lives exactly how they desire makes having both a possibility. They simply don't accept limitations when it comes to something they are passionate about, and would rather fight than run from a challenge. As strong as they seem, those born under this sign are easily hurt emotionally. They secretly care deeply about how others perceive them and can be sensitive to even the smallest insult. Should they have a falling out with someone, they will most likely need alone time to let the wound heal. Wolves like to believe that everyone respects them as much as they want to be respected, and can't stand to be derided or treated poorly by anyone. Wolves are good at business, but do best when they can play a big role, which usually, but not always, means being in charge. They are naturally gifted leaders as they possess both the perseverance and the intuition to march forward under the most grueling circumstances. Most can easily succeed in management or finance, and may find success as stockbrokers, advertising agents, venture capitalists, and entrepreneurs. Members of the sign tend to have a passion for music and are especially gifted in singing, playing instrument, or writing songs. They also have a great appreciation for beauty along with great fashion sense, which makes them an excellent clothing designer, beauticians, and stylists. Wolves are passionate people and should always follow their passions rather than money, success, or image. They are capable of achieving almost anything and should never be afraid to take a risk if it feels right. And some famous wolves are Megan Fox, Robert Pattinson, Diana Agron, Penelope Cruz, Emilio Estevez, Stevie Wonder, Jay Leno, Cloris Leachman, Harper Lee, Elizabeth II, Queen of the UK, and Karl Marx. They were all famous wolves. So this is my wolf here, and you can see I debated a lot with like his hair and his facial hair and everything, like his mustache and beard, but I knew I wanted him to have them, and so I kind of went back and forth about what I wanted to use, and then the hairstyle I thought was too light, and so I ended up going like a little bit more like muddy in color, and so I just went back and forth a lot, which you can you can see right here, like it definitely took me a little while. But for my wolf, I decided for him, I wanted him to kind of have both the sides, like the business management side and then the creative side. And so I decided for like his backstory and such, he actually is in business. That's the career I gave him, but his aspiration is musical genius. And then his traits are music lover, self assured, and family oriented. And so, kind of like his backstory that I came up for him was he's probably, in business, like the family business. And so he plays a big role, obviously, in that business. But at the same time, like he has his music calling as well. So while he's part of the family business, he also maybe moved out and moved in with this group of people and just kind of does his music thing on the side, like still being an important part of the family business, which family is important to him. So he would definitely want to stand up to that. But this look he has going, I was trying to go like, I was trying to think like, family business, but he's like the rebel of the family business. So, he has his button up shirt and such, but he also has like his biker jacket over the top as well. And so that's kind of what I was going for, was like a business rebel, like kind of black sheep of the family type. And then has that music vibe as well. And so that's what you're gonna see with most of his looks. Is kind of that aspect, and that's what I was trying to achieve. I don't know how well I did it, but you'll have to let me know in the comments below what you think of him. And so you saw his first two looks there, the button-up shirts, but also the jacket. The tie for the formal look was loosened. It wasn't like fully buttoned up or anything like that. And then this is his athletic look, and I thought about going with like the kind of torn up shirt, but it just didn't quite fit for this character, even though he's a wolf. And so I ended up going with this tank here, and then just some loose shorts, and of course just basic shoes to kind of get the workout done. So and then for his sleepwear, kept it very, very simple, just a pair of pants, nothing else. And then his party look, and again I kind of went with kind of a jacketed look, and just his looks were very straightforward. So this is the jacket I went with. It has a little bit more detailing. It's a little bit more fun, but still kind of has that aspect I was going for. And then just a shirt underneath instead of like a button up collared shirt. I think that looks really nice for a party look, and works for kind of the character I was creating. And so that's his party look. And then I just do some pants. Again, nothing too out of the ordinary here, and just some boots, or shoes. He just has regular old shoes. I liked boots on him, but I kind of went back and forth between what I wanted to do. Okay, I ended up on doing the boots. I was like, I thought I did boots, but I couldn't remember. And then for his swimwear, just kept it basic with a longer pair of shorts, kind of loose fitting. And now we are on to his hot weather look, and kind of debated what I wanted to do here. You can see I referenced back to see what I did. And so in the end, I did a button-up shirt, and it's just kind of opened, and the sleeves are rolled up, and then just a pair of shorts and sandals, keeping it a little bit more casual, but still kind of has that businessy aspect as well. And for his cold weather look, I just downloaded this Harley Davidson leather jacket, and I debated whether I wanted to use it, but I didn't know that he was quite like biker dude material. And so in the end, I decided not to use that jacket, just because as much as I liked it and it kind of fit with what I was going for with him, it wasn't quite right. I can see him definitely riding a motorcycle, but I don't necessarily see him as being like a biker guy. So and so I ended up going with this jacket here, and those are all his looks. So I'm just gonna run through them again real quick, and then I'll run through my hedgehog as well, and then I'll leave you for the screenshots. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you are a wolf or a hedgehog, and let me know what you think of these guys, and we will see you on Friday for their final build. And yeah, have a great week, guys. Bye.